Hey, it's me, Renee. I'm back. So, it's day 7? Yeah, actually, day 7 of Gilmoregirlsreadathon. Today, I actually read something! A shock, I know. But, unlike yesterday and the day before, I actually had some time today. Yesterday I had time, but yesterday I was just tired as F. But today, I had all the time in the world. So I started the day just staying in bed reading, and then I read that staying in bed. I read like 90 pages, and then I read the rest of it just now. It's this book, The Rise and Fall of Spanish Empire. You might think, oh, well, this book sounds interesting and it should be big. It's not that big actually, so it's kind of weird. But actually, in it actually says here obviously also it's more interesting in-depth look because it's so short. It's just 200 pages away, so it's not a big book. And so I started this book 3 days ago. I read a bit, maybe on Friday. I don't know, a few days ago. I read a bit and thought it was interesting. And then I read finished the introduction, and then I thought I'm not sure I want to finish this book because so far, like the introduction, it was like very like it kind of felt like reading a Wikipedia page. You just had the facts, and then this facts, and the next facts, and the next facts, and it didn't really feel alive or that good, really. But I thought, well, read a bit more. And anyway, it's just 200 pages. You can read this book. Read this book. So I decided to give it a chance. And as you see, I did have places that I liked that I marked with post-it notes, as I've done lately with books. But even though there are lots of post-it notes, I still wouldn't say I highly recommend this one. It's good. I kind of think this one works better if you're taking a course to Latin American history or to Spanish history, because then you can have it uh, in in a in a context. But reading this just as it is, it feels a bit too short, really. I feel like this should have been kind of like a volume 1, because it's a rise and fall, but still it's a rise and fall, and it's just 200 pages. Yeah, I feel like a lot of the aspects of this book was interesting, but I felt like if they had gotten time and gotten more pages to develop and to go in depth on them, in depth, I would love it much more. As it was, kind of felt too short, really, and it had some, yeah, as you say, of course, it had some things that I liked about it. Like I learned more about Spanish history. Like I didn't know that actually, when Spain had control over Latin America, which obviously they did, but yeah, they did. They actually owned Latin America for 300 years. It's a long time, and they also actually treated the indigenous people, the Aztecs, Incas, etc., etc. They treated them pretty good, really. They, and this is kind of awful, really. According to how they interpreted Aristotle, they thought the indigenous people um, were what's it called? Um, were not savages. Were were on their, oh, what's the word? This is annoying. I should plan my videos. I don't. Uh, but anyway, yeah, they treated the indigenous people well. They intermarried and all sorts of stuff. Um, but of course, they end up buying slaves from the Portuguese and African slaves, and yeah, and used Africans as slaves because Africans, they're not real humans. While indigenous people have all the respect. Why does one minority get the respect but the other doesn't? I don't know. But it was nice to read that the indigenous people actually got respect, and they actually got respected in the communities. And actually, after a while, the black slaves they could have jobs after like on in their free time, and actually they could actually be turned like when they were older. They were actually often freed from their owners, and then they actually started becoming business owners and stuff. So that's a fun aspect to it. But they were still slaves, so yeah. But I suppose they were better. They were treated better in a way than the people in United States slaves, because that's a whole lot of cup of tea, really, whole lot of cup of tea. And also, I didn't know that Spain actually in the 1400s, 1500s actually owned parts of Italy. I had no idea about that. My idea of Spain and the Spanish Empire was like that they owned Latin America and that they owned. I've known actually not for a long time. I've known for a few years now that they used to own the Philippines. I had no idea they used to own Italy and Netherlands and parts of France and parts of Belgium. And that's really interesting. So actually, the rise and fall of Spanish Empire is actually a kind of history of Europe as well as Latin America, because there's a lot of naturally a lot of history of Europe in this one as well, as you would think, because they used to own more of Europe. So that's fun. But still, all in all, I would give this a 3-star rating. It's not like woohoo. Uh, I wouldn't call it awful, but I would call it bad. I think actually that non-fiction books often have two schools. You have non-fiction books that are like the school books, the curriculum books that you read when you go to university, that you read them when you go to high school, which are often dry and dense. And then you have the non-fiction books that are more popular, more um, more uh, popular written, popular science. That's like if, um, for example, if Eddie Izzard decides to write a book, historical book, because he loves history, he'll probably add a lot of fun and anecdotes and stuff to it. So that makes it a whole other thing, really. And honestly, I like nonfiction more when it has more anecdotes and it has more sass or entertainment value. You could say, Renee, you're such a millennial, you need to be entertained all the time. I suppose, in a way, I do, but like when I'm reading a book and it's not for school, it's not for university, when I'm reading a book because I want to learn something, uh, I'm interested in the topic, so non-fiction stuff, I still want to be entertained because, I mean, is it that too much to ask for to be entertained while you read something? If I'm not entertained, I think I might just pick up a historical fiction book that's based on something real. I When I read, I want to be entertained. Yes, I want to learn new stuff and I want to look at things from a different perspective, but still, always want to be entertained. So yeah, there's that. I did finish that book. So yay! So now for this book, awful book, awfulish book, out of my life. Anyway, I mean, I had some notes on it, so I might get back to it. But for now, it's out of my life. So finished that book today. So yay! After a slump of not reading for several days, or not reading much for several days, I read a book. I didn't just read it. I read for several hours. I finished a book. So happy, so happy. And yeah, I digress. I also, as I said, I actually rewatched some episodes of Gilmore Girls yesterday, and in one of them, Rory says to Paris, I don't read as fast as you do. Just bear with me." So apparently, Rory doesn't read fast. Yet she's at season 5 when she's 20. Has read like around 300 books. I'm not sure That's possible if you read slowly. But I suppose she doesn't really have much social life, so it could be. I don't know, just a small plot hole. I thought it was a bit weird watching it this time. So, you might be thinking, okay, Renee, what's your next step? Or you might not be thinking, I'm going to tell you anyway. Moment. So, my next plan for me, what I'm going to pick up next is Retinance by Gail Carriger. It's the last book in her Custard Protocol series. I think it's called Custard Protocol? No, Custard. Oh, I'm not exactly sure of the name of the series. That's at least it's the last in the series. And it's actually also quite sad. It's actually the last in the whole universe shebang. Because Gail Carriger actually started publishing books 10 years ago. And then she wrote one series, Soulless, which is here. And then she wrote that series. And then she wrote this one, which is this series. So she's written actually 3 series in one universe. The first series takes place at one time in middle of 1800s, and the second series takes place in the 1700s before the first book. So that's a prequel series. And then this one takes place in 1880, 1890, something around that time really. And this one takes place semi in Japan. So this could work for the prompt of Asian representation, even though, yeah, the main character isn't Asian. We're probably, I know I will meet Asian people because it's going to Japan, and I know this author, she uses the settings and the characters in the settings and stuff. And it will also can also be used for the mother-daughter relationship, because there's a mother-daughter in this. Actually has several levels. You have a woman who's pregnant, and you have a mother-daughter relationship, like the woman that's pregnant and her mom, and yeah, and you have a lot of people in this characters in this story that can be used for love prompts really. And it's a sequel to a series, so it works for that one as well. I love sequel books. This really fun. I love my series. Okay. This, as you might have noticed, is a part of one of my favorite authors' series and worlds. So I'm so excited to get this. Actually got it last week. No, actually 2 weeks ago now. But last week I didn't really have time for it. But now it's you and me. You and me. I really can't wait to get this one. So yeah, that's the plan to read next. After that, I still haven't picked up the Talking as Fast as I Can, the group book. But I want to get to it. But I'll probably get to it tomorrow or something. I'm not sure, but I'll get to it when I get to it. I don't really have a plan for it. Well, I will get to it. And it's pretty short as well, so I'm not really stressing with that one. And after I finish Veterans, I want to read Dark Days Deceit. And it takes place in December. And it also has a love relationship. And it also is a sequel to a series, in a series. So yeah, a lot of prompts here. So this one I'll probably start on Friday or something. I can't really say why not. Plan to start. I know I'll do it this week sometime. And yeah, as I said before earlier in my TBR, I wanted to read this one, but because of my experience with the rise and fall of Spanish Empire, I kind of think I might just put this away. Just don't do this now. But I suppose could be that I pick it up, and also it's bigger, so the chances of it being more interesting, is bigger, because I at least think that often books that are short are often worse than books that are longer, because for me at least it often takes a lot of time to not to get into plot, but to get to know the characters, to get to know the motivations and stuff. And if you just have a book that's 200 pages, even though it's non-fiction, you kind of feel, well, it's too short, you can't really go in depth and stuff. But this one, as you see, it's bigger. So that's gives them more time to go in depth. So hopefully this one's better. But yes, as I said, I'm a bit unsure with this one, if I'll do it or not. So stay tuned! Interesting. Will Renee read the founders of America or not? Who knows? And yeah, so that's my update for now about readathon. I'll probably update a bit more later today, or I don't know, but I might anyway. That's something that might happen. And anyway, if I don't, it's probably just because I'm reading this one and just immersing in this one so much. It's really, really great. It's a really great series. I haven't started this one yet, but I heard lots of good things about it, so I assume it's great. Horror books are often either good or fantastic or great. By the by, how if anyone's watching and anyone who's American, English, or Canadian, how do you define difference between great and fantastic? For me, actually, I kind of think that fantastic is like fantastic, and great is better than good, but not fantastic. I suppose great in fantastic maybe are like grammatically maybe they are synonyms. I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, and that's that. A small update. 16 pages, 16 hours, 16 minutes. Anyway, that's that. Renee out. Hey, me, Renee. I'm back. So I went swimming. As you can see, my hair is a bit wet. FYI, that's why it's wet. And yeah, I did start Veterans Day. I'm loving it. It's so good. So good. This is the UK cover. The US cover is slightly different. But anyway, it's very good. And so far, I actually realized that the mother-daughter prompt actually fits this book very well. As if I had a one, but this one actually does very well. It has two scenes of mother-daughters, and yeah, they're both really good. And so far, I really loving this one. Loving it. It's so fun how it actually, spoiler alert, slightly, it actually started with a new character that's not part of the series. That wasn't part of the series previously. So it started with a new perspective, and then it kind of went into the new character met known characters, and like so fun to meet the known characters from the series from an outside perspective. And that was really fun. And yeah, they just arrived in Japan, and yeah, I'm really loving it. So good. I'm thinking I might start talking as fast as I can tomorrow, just to have on the train on the way to work. Well, yeah. I'm not sure. I think I might do that. And yeah, really loving this one. This one I'll probably finish tomorrow, day after tomorrow, because it's not a huge book and it's just so good. I mean, I suppose logically I should savor it and save it because it's the last in the series. The last in the series. But at the same time, I just want to read it. And like, you can just swallow it and then you can reread it. And it's not like if you finish it fast, it'll be a bad achievement. Like, I mean, you'll still have it, so you can just reread it and then enjoy it again, really. I suppose maybe I'll just reread it just after I finish it. Some people do that, I think. But yeah, I've gotten to page 150 in this one, and really highly enjoy it. It's so fun how there's all different, there's lots of different references to the other series and other characters, and yeah, it's very good. Highly enjoying it. Highly recommending it. And yeah, I suppose you could say you could just read this one, but it is part of a series, so I think you would enjoy it more if you read other books in the series. But so far, the plot of this one is closed. Like you don't need. There's no cliffhanger from the other books. The plot in this one is just standalone, really. So I suppose you could start just reading this one if you want to. But yeah, my plan now is to watch a bit more Gilmore Girls, upload this, and I'll read a bit in this book, and then go sleep. It's evening here. So yeah, I just felt like doing another update. Tell me how I read. I have read some today. I have read more. I did read the other book first. So yeah, that's that. Today was not a bad book. A bad reading day. The first part of it was like, but I finished the book, got my reading groove back, and now I'm reading Revenants. I'm loving it. So yeah, really, really liking it right now. Renee, out.